Hi and welcome. I'm Lisa here for Trinity Stamps. Thanks for joining me for another card video. Today I'm sharing a few quick and simple cards that are perfect for your crafty friends. Now my intent was to do 2 of these cards. However, I end up doing 3 and I'll talk more about that in a few minutes. As always, products I used during this video will be linked below and you can find them over on my website in the blog post for this video. So here's a quick look at a Crafter's Heart stamp set by Trinity Stamps. It's truly perfect for your crafty friends and the sentiments are spot on. So we're just going to jump right into this and get started. I have a piece of 100-pound Neenah Desert Storm cardstock laying in my MISTI. I've just laid down some anti-static powder and I'm stamping 2 of the hearts with unicorn ink, and that's from Hero Arts. Then I'm going to come in with some embossing powder, iridescent opaque, and cover those and then heat set those with my heat gun. Once I have these done, I'm decided at this point I was going to add the 3rd card in. So you're going to see me heat setting on a piece of black watercolor paper. I did the same thing. I laid down anti-static powder, stamped the image with unicorn ink, and then I just used clear embossing powder on this. So this card here seemed to take a new turn every step of the way, so just bear with me with this one. Now, my first thought was I wanted to go with the chalkboard look for this, and I'm using the unicorn ink and a clarity stencil brush to lightly apply ink on this so that it gives me the look of a chalkboard that has been wiped clean with an eraser. And I'm just swiping the brush across the paper lightly with the ink, and it does have that chalkboard feel to it, so I'm happy with it and I'm ready to move on to the next step. Now, the whole reason that I decided to add this card in was because I have some new shimmer watercolors that I've been wanting to try, and I thought that this image would be perfect for this. These are Paul Rubens shimmer watercolors. I love the way they look. They are gorgeous on this black watercolor paper. So I'm going to go ahead and speed up through this part because it becomes a little monotonous after the first few seconds. And then once I'm done watercoloring this, I'm going to set it aside to dry while I start ink blending the other 2 images with Distress Oxides. So I'm going to be using the Trinity Stamps Heart Layering Stencil. The largest stencil fits around this stamp perfectly. I've secured it in place with purple tape and I'm ink blending picked raspberry and squeezed lemonade. Once I have the ink blending done, I'm going to clean the stencil off, flip the paper around, secure the stencil down around the heart again, and then we're going to be using Salty Ocean and Wilted Violet on our second heart. Now the second heart did not come out quite the way that I wanted it to as far as like my heat embossing. I had hoped that it would be stand up to the ink blending and then the cleaning it off, but you'll see it. It looks a little bit, it looks fine, but once I start wiping the excess ink off here, you're going to see how it's not quite as solid as the pink and yellow image there. But it's still usable and I'm going to use it. So I'm just going to go ahead and wipe all that excess off of our hearts. And I love the way that it looks when you remove the excess ink from those. Okay, so we're almost done. We're going to go ahead and run these through the die cutting machine with the Trinity Stamps nesting hearts. The largest heart fits around the stamped image. So here's a quick tip for you. If you'll take that die, run it through your die cut machine with a piece of white cardstock like I did here, you can use that as a placement guide. It makes things so much easier. So I did that and I just ran all 3 of them through my die cut machine. And while I was over there, I went ahead and ran 3 card bases through my machine with my Doodle Hearts embossing folder. So I'm adding mounting foam to the back of the hearts. I'm going to center them on the card bases. And while I'm doing this, I want to give my embossing folders a quick shout out. I overlook them way too much, and I've been finding them very helpful lately for those times when the card base needs something, but I don't want anything overpowering my images. My embossing folders have been rescuing me lately. So if you ever are in need of something on your card base, but you don't want it to overpower your image, go grab some embossing folders. It'll save you. So I stamped my sentiments, "You Inspire Me," with VersaFine Onyx Black ink. I'm going to trim them down with my paper trimmer. Plus, I'm going to run those through my die cut machine with that heart die so that the edges line up perfectly. A little bit of mounting foam is going to secure those to the bottom of the heart. Now, sequins. I got happy with the sequins on this card. I am not even going to try and deny it, but I like a lot of sequins. So I did go lighter on the sequins on the next cards. I only put 3 on this one, and then I think maybe 5 on the last one. But that's it. Quick and simple cards, a great way to send a happy hello to your crafty friends. I'm loving this stamp set. It's so pretty. And I do like that the stencil and the nesting hearts will cut this out and allow you to stencil over them perfectly. So I think that's going to bring us to an end for today. I really do appreciate you joining me. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you'll click that subscribe button and ring the bell to be notified of new content to this channel. As always, know how much I appreciate you taking the time to watch. And until next time, keep crafting.